It's the Boston News! We come to you with breaking news. The British Parliament has passed the Tea Act, and as you've heard, the Sons of Liberty have stopped tea from being unloaded at several ports all over. Our governor, Governor Hutchin, insisted on having the tea unloaded. He has refused to sign the official papers that allow the ships to report back to England unless the tea is unloaded. In many opinions, he is just asking for trouble. Tell us more about this, Catherine.
Sure thing, Abigail. Feelings have been tense these last few weeks here in Boston, and this morning, December 16th, Native Americans have boarded a British ship. That ship that they boarded happens to be the ship that imported the British East India tea to us. To our surprise, they weren't there to steal or drink the tea. They were there to dump it right off the ship. Tons of tea has been wasted so far. We'll give you a live report on the action right after this short message.
The Boston News is a proud supporter of Boston's finest water.
Water, as clean as we can get it. Hello, we're Boston's finest water company, and we've been providing clean water for you for the last 4 years now. Throughout these 4 years, you've rated us the most trustworthy water in all of Boston. Now, clean water doesn't come easy. No, it takes hours of preparation. First, we scoop the water out of our pure springs. Second, we boil it. Then we cool it. And then we sell it to you. 5 cents, please.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Have a nice day. Water, as clean as we can get it. Hello, you're watching the Boston News, and I'm reporting live at the crime scene where Native Americans have been throwing British East India tea off the ship and into the Boston Harbor. As you can see, the Native Americans are dumping cases upon cases of tea right off the side of the ship. All the tea being dumped overboard is leaving us with questions like, who will be paying for all this tea, and what sort of conflict will this lead to? I'm going to interview a few witnesses. So, British soldiers, what exactly happened here? Well, I was on my ship early this morning when all of a sudden I see these Native Americans throwing tea right off the ship. I wanted to take action, but my coworker, Sergeant Clark, wasn't at work on time, and as you can see, he's not too happy over there.
Hey, I thought I told you down to get off my ship!
Sergeant Clark, how do you feel about this whole situation?
Well, we all know tax is quite high nowadays, but the concept that's happening now is out of control. Tax on tea is out of control also. So much that I'm thinking about switching to Boston's finest water. After all, you know, it's as clean as they can get it. Haha, I correct myself on.
Of course, Sergeant. What do you think will be the consequences of the Native Americans' actions?
Something brutal, I hope.
I see. Thank you. Sergeant, for your time. Well, as you can see, situations are rambunctious out of control here. I'm going to get a closer look of what some of the Native Americans are thinking right now. So what in the world is going through your head right now?
Oh, tax too high. I have to pay extra $1 just for a cup of tea. I do not have that kind of money. You have to free the tea! Free the tea!
So who are you, and do you know how much tea you're wasting?
I am Mohawk Indian, and I do not know. Probably a couple $1 billion or something, but you charge me too high.
So what do you think about this situation of the Native Americans?
I like tea, not tax. I am a normal Native American.
Well, as you can see, they have many different types of tea on here. They have sweet lemon, diet green tea, oh, and look, they even have Arnold Palmer. Something smells fishy and a bit like tea around here. With the tax so high in tea, I'm thinking about scooping a cup right out of the Boston Harbor and having that with my scones. Back to you, Abigail.
Ha ha ha. Thank you, Sandra, for that wonderful observation and investigation. We're just now receiving a count of what was dumped overboard. Approximately 342 cases of tea were dumped overboard. Wow, that is nearly 90,000 pounds of tea that has been gone to waste. We all know that King George III will not stand for such actions. We'll tell you a bit more on what has happened and what to expect after a brief message.
Gum!
Warning, chewing gum may result in being caught by a teacher. Being caught by a teacher may result in having to write many sentences. Writing many sentences may result in hand, finger, or wrist cramps. Gum cannot be held responsible for any pains in hand, finger, wrist, jaw, or throat. Gum, now only 5 cents in your local stores. We have recently found out that the Native Americans that were dumping the British East India tea overboard were actually colonists. A man named Samuel Adams had set up this protest. He argued that the Tea Party was not an act of a lawless mob, but instead was a principled protest and the only remaining option for the people had to defend their constitutional rights. Abigail, has anyone offered to pay for the damages yet?
Why, yes, Catherine, they actually have. A man by the name of Robert Murray has offered to pay for all of the damages done by the colonists dressed as Native Americans. Surprisingly, the offer was turned down. Now the only question that's left is how will Governor Hutchin react? Well, I'll tell you. The British Parliament has been working on something completely new called the Intolerable Acts. We are receiving more information about these as I speak. The acts consist of 5 other acts. The 5 other acts are the Boston Port Act, Massachusetts Government Act, the Administration of Justice Act, the Quartering Act, and the Quebec Act.
The Boston Port Act outlaws the use of the Boston Port. That means there will be no more loading or shipping. The Massachusetts Government Act was designed to put an end to the descend and restore order to the Massachusetts Bay. The Administration of Justice Act was designed to secure Britain's jurisdiction over the American dominions. The Quartering Act was used by the British soldiers that had adequate housing and provisions. In the Quebec Act, the province's territory was expanded to take over the Indian Reserve, guaranteed free practice of Catholic faith, and restored the use of French civil laws.
Things are looking to get a bit worse in the future, but that's all we have for today's message. We'll see you tomorrow on the Boston News.
I can't do this! Wait, hold on. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Sue.
Pretty little windstorm out on the boulevard, something like a sunset. Oh yeah, a shooting star. I might drive myself insane if those lips start speaking my name.
One.
Hold on, you got the wrong one.
That I'm following down. Can I get a break somehow?
Some of the Native Americans are thinking right now.
May result in being caught by a teacher. Being caught by a teacher may result in having to write many.
Red light's not on!
Hello, fellow viewers.
Because you're bringing me in and then you're kicking me out. It's like a hurricane speed train. She's a moving car, catch her in the fast lane. Oh, I gotta know, can I keep up with her pace? Kicking into gear when I see that face. You take up all my time, cause you're the only one that can make a storm cloud break. Pulling up the sun, and I can